Now, let's look at the 2 questions essay. Most of the students, when they get a 2-question essay, they tell me that, oh my God, I don't know why my score dropped. I used to get 6.5 or 7, and then all of a sudden, I got 5 or 5.5. This is because they only answer one part of the question. They answer the second question, not the first question. The 2 questions essay usually has 2 questions. So they only answer the opinion part. They don't answer the first question. So it's something like this. In some part of the world, it is becoming popular to research the history of one's own family, right? This is the prompt. This is the topic that they're talking about. And then you have to answer 2 questions. Why might people want to do this? Is it a positive or negative development? So one body paragraph must answer the first question. One body paragraph must answer the second question. So let's first look at the format of the essay. So the introduction, you have to introduce the topic, give an overall answer to both questions. So you can use this format. There is no doubt that nowadays, paraphrase the topic. While there are many factors that contribute to this behavior, to this problem, to this issue, to this problem, to this issue, I believe that it's a positive or a negative phenomena. This is you answered here the first question, and here you answered the second question. Usually the first question is asking you to state reasons or factors, and the second one is asking you to write your own opinion about the topic. The body paragraph number 1, put the topic sentence, and you're going to tell me the reasons or the factors. Reason number 1, example. Reason number 2, example. If you have time, write reason number 3. You can use this. There are various reasons or there are various factors, and then you're going to answer the question. The main reason is that, put reason number 1, such as a very short example. It is also possible to say that reason number 2, one good illustration of this. You're going to give me an example. Good example, detailed example. Finally, reason number 3. If you use this format for this body paragraph, you're going to get 9. Then after that, you have body paragraph number 2, which is usually asking you about your opinion. First sentence, topic sentence is very simple. You're going to say your opinion, explain it. You're going to give example and tell me why your examples why your examples are good. If you have time, you tell me the results, which is a paraphrase to the topic sentence. And the conclusion. So, sorry, you can use this format. In my opinion, I believe that, and you answer the question, this is because, for example, in fact. And then in conclusion, I believe that you put your opinion again for the reasons outlined above. You don't even have to worry about paraphrasing the reasons or something like that. You have to understand, you keep your introduction and conclusion very short, 2 sentences, and spend most of your time developing your body paragraphs, because your score is going to get higher if you develop your body paragraph well. Okay? Now, let's look at a sample essay. So if you look here, there is no doubt that nowadays it has become common to trace one's own family tree. You paraphrased here to research history of own family to one's family tree. While there are many factors that contribute to this behavior, I believe that it's a positive phenomenon. We answered both questions. Why might people want to do this? Because there are many factors. Is it a positive or negative? You believe that it is a positive. Okay? Then body paragraph number 1, you're going to answer the first question. There are various reasons why people might decide to trace their family histories. So what you did is you changed the question into a noun clause. There are various reasons or there are various factors why people want to do this. So instead to do this, you're going to say trace their family histories. Then you're going to tell me the first reason. The main reason is that people want to know more about themselves, such as a very simple example, the roots, where they come from, or whether their ancestors had similar personality traits. Second reason, it's also possible to say that it has become so much easier to carry out genealogical research using the internet. One good illustration of this, people have studied their family trees, and there are even advertisements to encourage us to use genealogy websites. So genealogy, you're using different word form. Finally, it may be that people are simply curious to find out whether they have any famous or wealthy ancestor. Give me the third reason. This is 9. If you write like this, it's 9, because you're using, number 1, advanced vocab, like genealogical research and then use genealogy website, carry out, the word carry out, then you're using a lot of family history, is a paraphrase to history of one's own family. It's a paraphrase to trace one's family tree. You're using a lot of cohesive devices. There are various reasons. The main reason, such as it is possibly, all of these, the one in bold, are cohesive devices. And then they're using their, you're using they, pronouns, right? And then if you look at body paragraph number 2, in my opinion, researching family histories should be seen as a positive development instead of phenomena. And then you're going to tell me why it's positive. It is a fascinating hobby, a nice way to spend free time, a good talking point with family and friends. Then you're going to give me an example. For example, if we discover a particularly interesting ancestor, this may be a good way to teach children about history and how earlier generation lived. In fact, we may even find long lost family members, distant relatives that we might have the chance to meet. Then the results, why your examples are good. Also, this is level 9 because you're using a lot of paraphrase, positive development. You're using ancestors instead of families, generations. All of these words help you to get a higher score. Long lost family members, distant relatives instead of family members. Okay, and then also you're using very complex grammar. You're using listing, using sentences, phrases. Fascinating hobby, adjective and a noun. A nice way to spend free time, adjective and a noun. Good talking point with family and friends. So you're using here a compound sentence, but you're using listing of phrases, which gives you a higher score. You're using simple, compound, and complex sentences. You're using a lot of cohesive devices. So this is level 9. And in the conclusion, it's very simple. In conclusion, I believe that it is vital to people to discover their roots and find more about their ancestors for the reasons outlined above. Just paraphrase your opinion again in the last conclusion without mentioning new reasons. In conclusion, you don't have to mention new reasons. You just paraphrase what you've mentioned before. So that's it. It's a very easy. If you answered the 2 questions, you're going to get a very good score. If you answer only one question, which is the opinion, most students get confused and do that, you're going to get 5 or 5.5 because you partially answered the question, you didn't answer it all. Thank you.